Monday morning. Possibly should be at work, but why be at work when we can be out here? So I'm just doing this outside because there's other people in the hut, and it's kind of weird talking to a camera by yourself. I'm still new to it, so I'm not that comfortable with talking to the camera, especially in front of other people. It's just weird. So what I'm thinking of for an overnight, because all I'm doing is boiling water, is I might look at those solid fuel stoves, and a much smaller billy. The one I've got is 2.5 litre. A 1 litre would be tons for what I'm doing, and those solid fuel ones would probably do the job, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I love that MSR. It's phenomenal, but it's heavy. And again, if all I'm doing is boiling water for dinner and for soup and coffee, solid fuel would probably be fine. I don't really want to go to a canister system, although it is lighter, but yeah, I like the reusability of the MSR and the liquid fuel ones. Obviously if I go do Alpine stuff, then I take the MSR outright. It's performance. Multiple people, multiple days, MSR. But for what I'm doing, just solo overnights, lighter and simpler is possibly going to be a bit better. But there's only one way to find out. So I've again had my coffee, just in the process of packing gear, and soon enough, the magic of editing, we shall be on our way. Okay, so I'm pretty much packed, just about ready to leave, just a few bits and pieces. So it looks like it might be a bit drizzly on the way out. It's a beautiful sunny day this morning. So I'm just using the last battery in the centre. Yes, I'm dressed like a road cone. I'm just going to go down and show you guys what I wanted to show you, that I didn't show you yesterday. It's really cool. Well, I think it is. Well, it's so much easier to walk without a pack on. Hang on. Sidetrack and U-turn. Oh, it's cold. There we go. See? So there's stuff like that all over the place. So the way out, I'm going to take the bypass tracks. I'm not going to do the river crossing again. Okay. So here we are. There's a couple of ways we can do this. I'm going to keep the camera more or less on me. Without showing you guys what is right beside me. This is what I wanted to look at. Last time they were just excavating it, and then they just started working on it. Okay, so I'm going to swing the camera around, and you guys are all going to think this is lame as hell, but I think this is really, really awesome. So as I said, this is a tram line. It was full. They were milling kauri. So they rebuilt the mill. Part of it anyway. So, if memory serves, this was, I believe, the boiler. So they've built this and then bought it here. And as I understand it, it's a replica of the original. And honestly, I think this is really, really cool.
Okay, so bit of history on this. It's a vertical saw, and these were invented in Europe in the 16th century. It was the first mechanical saw. It started basically the Industrial Revolution. It was adopted globally. It gradually evolved and reached its last and largest size in New Zealand. Bandsaws that were developed in the 19th century took over from sort of the vertical frame saw. But here vertical frame saws remained in use through till about the 1980s. So that's a fairly good history for something. I'll go through and we'll have a closer look at it. I just thought I'd do a quick voiceover and give you some more of the facts with it. So obviously there's a steam-driven pulleys, an incredible piece of equipment. So yeah.
Cranks. Clutch system, I'm guessing. Okay, so I'll quickly shoot up the top and we'll get a different view. Okay, so this is the top section. I believe the tram line itself possibly up there or down through here, I'm not exactly sure. It might be further down that way actually, I think. So obviously this is a replica. The saw blade I believe is probably real. And so is a lot of that hardware looks pretty the hardware on those looks fairly real as well. So it is possible they've reused parts of the original equipment, which is pretty cool. I'm standing on what could best be described as a car. So it is sitting on those four rails at the end, and I'm guessing there's probably guides or locks that aren't here to hold the log in place, but there is a gear drive on the end down there, possibly would have seen it. And what I've just noticed here racks to pull the whole shebang along. So they either would have loaded the logs on straight on or rolled them on sideways, I'm not 100% sure. Nope, sideways. And yes, it was steam. Yeah. So that this is legitimately awesome. At least I think it is. Yeah, they just started digging this all out. Last time I was here 2 years ago. And this is insanely cool. It really is. So yeah. Again, this particular track, there's a huge amount of history here. Once this was all shut down, I believe there was a hermit or something. Someone actually lived out here. And landowners or something tore out all the bridges or something like that. There was some weird politics and weird stuff went down. And now I've just figured out what that clutch system was for. It's the drive for the deck, and it runs off that. Oh, clever. Okay, so it'll run that drive for the car. Runs off the saw head, so it incrementally pulls it through as it cuts, because this thing cuts on the downstroke. That's why you get engineers to design shit, eh? Every now and then they know what they're doing. Actually, most times with engineers they know what they're doing. So I'm going to take some photos. I'm going to head up. It is actually a bit chilly. It is windy and it is chilly. So yeah. This is cool. Okay, so time is, check that, 10:24. So packed, and I'm on my way. So there's 3 people in the hut. Yes, that was interesting. Really, really nice people. So yeah. So it is actually quite chilly. I've actually got my thermals on, got my gaiters on, my jacket on. I'm contemplating actually pulling out my beanie, to be honest. But I'll see how I go. We're going to just start walking. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. If I'm still cold in a little bit, then I'll reassess. So I shall keep you updated, and it'll be interesting to see how long it takes. I'd planned on about 4 hours, I think it was. So again, I got in here in 3. It's downhill. So yeah, down past the sawmill. So yeah. So now we're at the bridge and the waterfall. I love this place, it is so beautiful. Okay. That'll do for now. Several hours of walking and only a few hours of battery. So, this is the crossing. Well, not the crossing, but if I go that way, I do the river crossing. If I go this way, which is the way I'm going to go, I do the bypass. So, I don't know what state the river's going to be in. Oh yes, that's the thing. So, I may have mentioned it when I was sitting at the hut. So yes, I'm going to go this way and keep talking. So when I was at the hut, I was it was pouring with rain, and I was sitting there going, God, I'm glad I hope there's no one else coming through this. And I mean, it fairly pelted down with rain for a decent while. And so I was sitting there with my cup of soup, I think I had at the time, and just reading my Kindle. And then these three people come up the track, and I'm like, holy crap. As the three people I passed, I didn't actually realise it was them until they mentioned it. And yeah, oh, yeah, they were wet. So that's interesting. Okay, so the bypass track goes off this way, off there. That's the tram line, which makes sense because it's a straight line to the bridge by the river crossing. So this is a bush track, which I knew because I've done it before. So yeah. Okay, not sure how this is going to cope with the wind noise. Me and this particular punga, there's some history there. I knew it was around here. Yeah. There's only one other person alive that knows what happened. It's honestly not what you think at all, I assure you. But yeah. If you do watch this, you should remember. Yeah. Okay, onward. It is actually raining again, so I'm going to limit the use of this camera. Yeah, it is definitely raining, obviously. And so, again, I'm not sure what the audio is going to be like on this camera. I've swapped back to filming with the Nikon. The other camera I've got that I'm doing all the video stuff with isn't waterproof. Well, it's water resistant, but as you can probably hear and you can see, it is raining, proper raining. So, yeah. The fun thing, I'm not sure it's fun, but it is definitely interesting, is I'm still enjoying myself. However, the webbing for the waste belt on my pack is leaching water onto my shorts, which is leaching water onto my thermals, and I possibly may have to, because I don't actually have a waterproof overtrail, I may have to get some. I may also have to stop filming and just boost it out. But again, the specific reason I borrowed this camera is because it's waterproof. Here we're at that waterfall again. So yeah, it is very wet. But I'm still enjoying myself. So, that's it. Back to civilization. This has honestly got to be the worst part of any tramping trip, unless it's been like a complete nightmare. But now I've got a little bit left to go. It's just farmland up the road, and then I'm back at the car and back to civilization. I haven't checked the time yet. I'll do that when I get back to the car, because I know what time I left the car, I know what time I got to the hut, I know what time I left the hut. My average speed is about 3.5 kilometers an hour. And yeah, so I might have to invest in probably a better selfie stick, I think. Now it's also windy. Yep. Okay, back to my car. Time, 2 hours, 50 minutes. It's about 10 past 1. Oh, 1:15. So, 2 hours, 50 minutes. So yeah, pretty stoked with that, to be honest. And it sort of stopped raining. At least the other guys will have a bit of a break. Good. So I'm going to get rid of my pack. Well, I'm not going to get rid of it, I'm going to put it in my car. Get changed. Return to civilization, I guess. and send some messages to everyone I'm taking the water living. And die. Okay.